Welcome back to Modaufy Garage. On today's episode, we're doing the diff bushes in my XR6 Turbo. Now, for those of us who have owned Falcons in the past or continue to own them in the future, I think the whole issue of these diff bushes is just going to keep on rearing its ugly head. So these have previously been done quite a few years ago now. There was an olefin rear bush with two factory front bushes on the diff. They started to show signs of cracking, but the car has recently developed a vibration. I don't believe it's in the drive shaft. Everything there seems to be good, but the control blades, those bushes are, I think they're completely done now. Absolutely. When I pull them out of the car, I'll actually show you. So what I want to do, I want to fix the whole rear end up now, make sure that's fine. And then if the vibration persists, then I'm going to have to go down and understand what that is. Could be tires, whatever it may be. We're just going to start with the back end. We're going to make sure everything there is nice and tight, and then we're going to figure out what's what. Now, what I want to do with this video, I want to break it up into three parts. So the first part will be pulling out the diff. The second part will be changing the diff bushes. So in this case, I'm using the Super Pro hybrid bushes. Part number, I'll put a link in description, the KIT210K. And I'm also going to be using Super Pro control blade bushes as well. So, and then while I'm there, I've got some bump stops because the factory ones are absolute cactus as well, being the car's 17 odd years old now, so replacing it with a set of white line parts for that. Okay, the car's up in the air now. I'm giving myself enough clearance hopefully to get the diff cradle out. I've shaken it a little bit, so it's definitely not going anywhere. So the good thing about you can use a manual or whatever, but with the Super Pro diff bushes, it does come with an instruction manual. So I'm just going to follow step by step so I don't miss anything. First thing I'm going to do is take the rear seat out to disconnect the seat, to disconnect the wheel speed sensors. And the wheel speed sensors is this wire in here. So I'm going to go from the top and do it that way. So all I did with the seat base is I think I push it forward and then it lifts it out. So I'll do the same on the other side. I should have done this before I lifted the car in the air. Push it forward, and then it's out like that. So all I'm going to do now is, this is the wheel speed sensor because that's going to the bottom of the car there. This is the clip, so I'm just going to unclip and push everything through. So on the driver's side or the right hand side of the car, it's just this one here. And I'll just unclip this like that. I'll just have to make sure I put them all back together again. So I'm just getting a screwdriver and I'm just pushing the speed sensor or the wheel sensor through. Then that's it. It's out like that. That's it from the top. So that wire comes all the way across here. So I've just got to make sure I put it in the same configuration when it goes back together again. Next up is to remove both brake calipers. So what I've got, I have a 15mm socket and a 17mm spanner. That's it. So what I'm going to do now with this rear brake hose, I'm just going to pull it forward. Oh, once I get the brake caliper out, and then everything should just slide out of the bracket. Just there, it should. It's going to open it up with the. It's going to open it up ever so slightly. There we go. So what I'm going to do with the rear brake caliper is I'm going to take a cable tie and I'm just going to attach it to the top here, to the brake hoses. There we go, just like that. It's out of the way, and then that will stay with the car. Next thing to do is take the rubber exhaust hanger off. I think that's going to prove to be difficult, but we'll see. This is the exhaust hanger that I've got to get out. So hopefully with some crowbar and light persuasion, it should hopefully come out easier. I've put some WD-40 in there as well. So the next thing to do, I'm going to mark the counterweights so everything goes back in the right position. So I'm going to put the middle one goes there for that one. The first plastic, I'll do this, and that goes there, and there, so there, do 2, so that I know that lines up there, and then I know that this one here will line up with this one. I'll put a few more marks on it, and then another counterweight goes here, there, and I wonder if there's another counterweight there. And then this one, put it back in the same position, and that counterweight goes there. And I just have to remember the plastic ones. Put another mark here, so that's and I'll just take a picture of these. All I'm going to do now is start to undo them. So next on the list is to undo the handbrake cable. So I'm going to undo it from here, and once I undo it from here, you see these little plastic washers. I just need to knock those off, and all these should just fall through. But what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to mark it first so I know where it goes, which position it goes back into. Next on the to-do list is to undo this nut here, and that's a 15 mil. I need to remove this bolt here, holding the cradle to the body, and that's an 18 mil. Slowly we're getting there. So all that's left to do now is I've got to do the shock absorber, the lower bolt, and then this control blade, or the control arm, whatever you want to call it, the blades. There's 2 bolts up in there which I need to do. So I'll get cracking on that. So the lower bolt on the suspension is 18 millimeter. And the nuts for the control blade are 18 millimeter. Slowly we're getting there. So I've got everything I think I need out of the way and loose. Now it's just the cradle. So I'll bring this a bit closer. So what I need to do first is I need to mark where the cradle sits in the car. So on both sides I've got this bolt here, this nut here, and this nut here. So what I'm going to do, mark it all up, and I'm going to show you what I've done for my jack so we can get it out hopefully in one piece without everything going everywhere. So before I start undoing these 6 bolts, 3 on this side and 3 on the other, as I just said, I've actually gone and I've got a 5 mil metal plate. I've cut it to size, or what I think is to the right size under there, and I drilled a hole in the middle, so I've attached it to my jack. So hopefully this is going to give me the support that I need to be able to take the diff out in one piece without any issues. I've just done a test run. I might have to put 2 strips of timber just here, but yeah, I'm hoping this will do the work. So I'll get this underneath and we'll start pulling it out, start undoing the bolts one at a time. Before I go any further, I touch the bump stop and you can see it just turn into a crumbling piece of mess. So yeah, before I take out these 2 bolts and 1 nut, sorry, 2 nuts and 1 bolt, they're all 18 mil. So I'm just going to do one on each side. Start. It's going to leave a bit of thread on just for a bit of safety. And I'll do the front one. Going to leave a bit of thread there. I'll go and do on the other side now. This car hasn't had a hard life. It's only done about 80-odd thousand kilometers, and you can see that this bush is no longer in great condition. That middle section is meant to be in the middle, and when the car's on its four wheels, it's actually touching the bottom of the control blade arm. So time for these to go. This is the left-hand side diff bush. You can see cracking around the casing and close to the bolts. Also under load, when I was testing it with a handbrake and a bit of acceleration, there was some movement here as well. So just like that, the diff's out of the car. Now we did have an issue when the diff actually came down. I didn't have this metal plate all the way or enough. I should have had it further near the front. I think it was more towards the back. So what's happened when it's actually come out of the car, it's actually gone this way. It's lifted the jack, and so when I've gone to pull it, the jack's slid out from underneath it. So for now, we managed to get a dolly underneath it just to be able to slide it out of the car. So keep an eye out for part 2, where I'm going to start doing the diff bushes and then have to come up with a clever solution how to get my jack back under the main part of the diff. If you liked the video, hit that like button, and if you want to see more content from Modaufy Garage, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video.